Hey gamers, today's practice will be focusing on being able to understand how to properly play Shadow Defense within a 1v1 scenario. Our goal by the end of this lesson is for you to understand how to defend the ball while in awkward positions, such as facing away from the ball. There are many other scenarios that you may come across, but we want to quantify this ability by the way you handle defense with the ball cam on. Before we start, let's warm up your body and mind. Think about everything that you want to get out of this lesson. In order to achieve the most out of the lesson, start by listening to music. Turn on your favorite Get the Mind Clear song. My favorite song to listen to help me focus is currently The Baddest by KDA. We will prepare ourselves physically to make sure we can perform as best as possible. Maneuver your chair and monitor to the correct spot and stretch your arms and hands and find whatever position is most comfortable for you to perform. Do this for about 2 to 3 minutes as well. For drill 1, let's hop into the custom training menu and drop the code into the box. This pack will introduce you to different scenarios where Shadow Defense will be applicable, such as when the ball is headed towards your goal but you're facing the net rather than the ball. Focus on jumping for the aerial shots when the ball is about 7 to 8 car lengths away from your net, turning your nose around and tapping the ball away from the goal. You don't need to hit the ball with very much power, just enough to keep it out of your goal until you can make it back to the goal line. During this drill, just focus on jumping when the ball is in the air and headed towards your net, then swing your nose around to meet the ball. It's okay to miss, but aim to make contact with the ball every 3 out of 5 times. Jump when the ball is headed towards your net, and then try to make contact. Then, when you can do that, jump when the ball is headed towards your net, make contact, and try to successfully defend your net. Aim for a 70% completion rate. For drill 2, let's head into a game. We're going to use casual for now as we're learning a new skill. I personally like to use 1v1 because it takes teammates and opponents out of the picture so each player can focus on their own individual mechanics and decision-making skills. Play how you normally would, but this time pay special attention to when the ball is coming towards the net while you're rotating back. Notice when your opponent has possession of the ball and you're facing the same direction as they are. This is the optimal time to use Shadow Defense. You should be able to recognize these scenarios from the situations presented to you in the training pack. Save 5 of your replays for later review. Often in replays, you'll notice scenarios and better options than you did in-game when you were caught up in the play. Play at least 5 games and then keep a mental tally of how many times Shadow Defense was applicable to your game. For drill 3, let's take the replays we just saved and head to the replay viewer. Pause the video here and take 5 minutes to review your gameplay and find examples of where Shadow Defense was applicable. Rate your performance on those scenarios. Ask yourself questions such as how can I make it harder for the opponent to score, am I in the right position with the proper amount of boost, and how can I make sure that I can succeed in this play. If you don't feel confident in your answers, let's go back and continue to play more games, record them, and review ourselves after each. Did you see any improvement in your gameplay? Now let's take our self-assessment and take it into our next set of games. Ask yourself the same questions while you play instead of after. Don't force scenarios, but do try to actively remember what you learned in this video as you cue. Save a few replays here and there and review them the same way you reviewed your 1v1s in the past. If you keep practicing and you're putting the proper amount of time into the game, then you'll start to see massive amounts of improvement relatively quickly. Keeping your setup, controls, and camera settings consistent will help with that process and make it easier to learn new concepts and ideas. Maintaining a positive attitude will help you enjoy the game, so don't burn yourself out as you grind. For our next lesson, we'll try keeping the ball cam on the entire time and not just when we're in the play.